man wanted to be here, but he could not, so he sent his representative. So with that, I will give it to Rabbi Robert Link, inshallah, to start our talk. Guys, please come here.
Once again, I'm Rabbi Rob Lennick from Knesset, Israel, here in Allentown. I want to address my remarks partly to Representative King and to all of you, my colleagues in faith. As many have said around this country in recent days, so do I say to all of you, today I am a Muslim too. Today I am a Muslim because when my Muslim brethren are being mistreated because of their faith, I am also mistreated. When my Muslim brethren are being threatened because of stereotyping and scapegoating, I am also being threatened. When my Muslim brethren are being treated as suspect, I am also being treated as suspect. When my Muslim brethren are being treated as disloyal Americans, I am also being treated as a disloyal American. The fact is, Mr. King, when you denigrate any American because of their religious beliefs, you denigrate all Americans. This is why I am a Muslim today. Mr. King, we stand together against your brand of Americanism, which engenders fear, suspicion, and polarization. We who stand together today, our idea of America is based on truth, respect for diversity, cherishing the freedom of thought and belief, and above all, fairness. Our Americanism is about treating others as we wish to be treated. I stand here as a Muslim today, Mr. King, and we are offended by your cynical and divisive vision for our country. Mr. King, your vision only breeds prejudice. Mr. King, your vision only breeds fear-mongering. Mr. King, your vision only breeds unfair treatment toward people because of their ethnic background or religion. Mr. King, your vision only breeds degradation of people of faith. I am here firmly with my Muslim brethren and all Americans who stand against all forms of prejudice, against fear-mongering, against unfair treatment, and against degradation of all forms. I am also here firmly with my Muslim brethren and all Americans who stand against you, Mr. King, because I am a Jew. My tradition demands that I speak for the oppressed, defend the downtrodden, and help the mistreated. My experience of millennia of persecution demands that I never remain silent when faced with injustice. And my soul demands that I stand on the firm foundation of our common ancestral faith and defend all people against bias and bigotry. And, Mr. King, contrary to the intentions of your committee, all of us here stand in solidarity against all forms of violent extremism, whether you believe us or not. We are loyal and peaceful American citizens, and we say to you, Mr. King, and to those who support you, when you tread on any of us with your brand of xenophobia, you tread on all of us. In fact, you tread on the goodwill of every single American. Robert Kennedy said, "America's answer to the intolerant man is diversity, the very diversity which our heritage of religious freedom has inspired." Mr. King, our presence here today and the presence of hundreds of thousands of like-minded Americans around this country who speak out against you and your contemptuous attitudes, we here are the answer to intolerant people like yourself. And we are firm in our resolve to defend that very heritage of religious freedom and tolerance which you so flagrantly disregard. Finally, Mr. King, this is why today I am a Muslim too. And this is why we stand here today as one community with one voice.
I am the Reverend Dr. Christine Nelson, the Executive Director of the Lehigh County Conference of Churches. I greet you today as fellow citizens of America, and specifically of the Lehigh Valley. And I greet you today also as brothers and sisters of our common faith. I stand with my good friend, Rabbi Lennick, and with all of you, to likewise declare today, I am also a Muslim. I also agree with the speaker in the prayer service that we must continue to educate one another about our faith, about their commonalities, about their differences, and to dialogue respectfully, publicly, so that we may address people such as this congressman who looks very narrowly at faith and at human beings. I also particularly speak for those who often have no voice, those who are the poorest among us. I celebrate the work that we have done together as Muslims, as Jews, as Christians, for this community by working together to feed those who are hungry at our area soup kitchens, by working together as a community on housing so that all human beings, all citizens in our community might have the necessary provisions to have life. I encourage you, as your speaker did, to continue to reach out to all neighbors, those like all gathered here who celebrate our common faith, and those who would seek to degrade that faith and any of its particularities. In my tradition, Jesus called us to turn the other cheek when people speak or act against us. But Jesus did not call us to be silent, but rather to reach out in love to those who would attempt to turn us away. We believe that that love which our God calls us to express does have the transforming power to change people's hearts, to change people's minds, even to change people's thinking and actions. And so